Now, more than 10,000 Syrian refugees arrived in America this year. 99% are Muslim, less than 1% Christian. Is that a problem? Let's ask conservative commentator Niger Innis, Zuhdi Jasser with the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, and Democratic strategist Julie Roginski. Zuhdi, to you first. Why so few Christians? They are the ones who are being persecuted and slaughtered in North Africa and the Middle East.
Well, Stuart, listen, I say this from a position of tough love, of someone who's trying to get my family out who are Sunni Muslim. The bottom line is this is what happens when you have a policy that is biased by negligence, that avoids that we're at war and doesn't have a filter, an ideological filter against the theopolitical threat of political Islam. And Christians are caught in the middle between the radicals of ISIS and their Sunni Islamism and the radicals of Hezbollah, Assad, and the Khomeinists that are also destroying Syria. In the middle are Christians. They can't go to the refugee camps because they're persecuted there. And when you have this sort of Darwinian refugee policy, you don't vet for ideas. If they only did their job and stepped away from the negligence of the ideological war, you would have seen a lot more Christians. And before these 10,000, we had 50%, 50-50 Muslim Christians in the years before. Now it's been 99.9% because there's no policy.
Julie, we're not looking for a religious test here, not looking to say to people, are you Christian, are you Muslim, or whatever. Surely what we would want to do is to bring people here who are genuinely and obviously persecuted. Well, that means surely more Christians.
Well, you're absolutely right. We're not looking for religious tests, and so if you're not looking to ask people whether they're Christian or they're what kind of Muslim they are, whether they're Sunni, they're Shia, whether they're Druze, and all the different ethnicities and all the different cultures and religions that you have in Syria alone, since we're not looking to do that, chances are we're going to get what we got. I mean, look, the reality is there are plenty of people.
But you surely can't be happy with this, Julie.
Am I happy with that we are only admitting 10,000, or am I happy that we're not?
That 99% Muslim and less than 1% Christian,
Listen,
and they're the ones who are being persecuted the most.
They're not the only ones who are being persecuted.
Not the only ones, but they're the ones who have suffered the worst.
I don't know that they're the ones that have suffered the worst. There are plenty of Muslims out there who are living. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. This is not a situation that you have in Egypt, for example, where you've got the Christian community being persecuted in ways that the Muslim community is not. This is a country at war where bombs are being dropped daily. They're not just being dropped on Christians. The Christians are massed in the cities. There are people who are living outside the cities who are being persecuted. Places like Aleppo, where a lot of Christians I know are living, but they're full of Muslims as well, and that's the problem. The problem is it's not limited to just the Christians out there.
Niger, this one's for you. I'm going to roll a soundbite from Bill Clinton where he's talking about what he would do with these refugees. Roll tape.
The big loser in this over the long run is going to be Syria. This is an enormous opportunity for Americans. Detroit has 10,000 empty, structurally sound houses. The mayor's trying to do an innovative sort of urban homesteading program there.
Niger, Bill Clinton wants to put them in Detroit. Wow. And you say what?
It sounds like he wants to remake Motown and make it Little Damascus. You know, back into, maybe we should be asking the question, not setting a religious test, but asking a legitimate question. You know, not just a question of Christian versus Muslim, but what type of Muslims? Is it Shia Muslims that are coming in? Because from what I understand in the articles that I read on the way to the studio, it seems like a disproportionate amount of Sunni Muslims.
Yes.
Bigger percentage than the population that's in Syria. Oh. You know, so we're not even talking religious minorities within Islam,
Zuhdi,
you know, that are coming over.
Zuhdi,
and of course we know that many Sunni Muslims, I'm not an expert in this, but we do know instinctively that many Sunni Muslims are aligned with ISIS. So maybe we should take the political correct gloves off and ask the questions, the hard questions about not just the question of Christian or Muslim, but what type of Muslims are coming into our country. You know, it seems that progressives love the question of immigration and love to have an open border policy in regards to immigration. What has made America the most successful country in the history of mankind is not just immigration, it's assimilation. It is bringing people into the country that want to assimilate.
I'm very sorry.
Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you the last 20 seconds, Julie.
My 20 seconds is Niger. The reason you see that is because in Syria, the Alawite regime is aligned with the Iranians who are Shia. That's why you're seeing the persecution of the Sunnis more than you are of anybody else. That's why you're seeing more Syrian refugees who are Sunnis coming than Shia. It's very simple. The Iranians are allied with the Alawite regime.
ISIS is persecuting Shia and
I would like to
Christians,
see
Julie.
genuinely persecuted
filter-
people come to America. America's traditional role, and Christians are being slaughtered by the thousands. They should be here in greater numbers, and that's all the time we've got. Julie, Zudi, and Niger.